All right, what's good, IG? This video is going to be about developing core strength. Now, your core is not simply just your abdominal muscles. Well, it is your abdominal muscles, but there's other muscles that are included in your entire core. So basically, if you think about it, bro, to keep it in simple terms, your core is what connects your upper body to your lower body. You get what I'm saying? So your core is like your abs and your lower back. All of that whole belt around the middle part of your body, that represents your core. So the best way you want to train your core is, actually there are multiple ways to train your core. You have to make sure that you include as much variety as possible. You know what I'm saying? Don't stick with just one type of exercise, with one type of one type of modulus. I don't know, it's a weird, I'm gonna explain it later, but basically what you want to do is you don't want to stay just doing some type of weighted crunch or just doing any type of crunches, so on and so forth. You have to make sure you mix it up. So there's two types of things that your abs can be measured by. It's core strength and core stability. Anything that has your spine bending, you get what I'm saying? That represents core strength. Anything that has your spine staying in an upright position, your spine staying neutral, where it's like perfectly horizontal, that will train core stability. And I know it's kind of hard to understand, but I'll get to it. Like a curl would be something for core strength, because your spine is bending in that motion. A plank would be something more for core stability, where your spine is remaining neutral. You get what I'm saying? Or really, it doesn't even have to be so much spine. Even sometimes you have exercises that maintain core strength, but they'll have your spine bent. For example, the L sit, hanging L sit. So basically, like you're on a pull-up bar and you're hanging from the pull-up bar and your legs are directly in front of you, and you just hold that position as long as you can. That shit will attack your core. And also, you got to make sure that you have to include both core strength and core stability. I know Athlete X talks about this, or we talked about it in a past video. He said you have to make sure you do both, because if you don't, your abs just aren't complete. It's just not complete. And your abs and core are very important. You know what I'm saying? Like your whole core is just, it prevents you from getting injured in compound lifts. And I talk about injuries a lot because certain muscles, if you don't develop them or you choose to neglect them, you could risk getting injured. Like I said, your core is not just your abs, it's also your lower back too. That whole belt, you know what I'm saying? So if you have a weak lower back and you try to go in deadlift, what do you think is gonna happen? You're liable to get injured, you get what I'm saying? Because let's face it, our form isn't always gonna be perfect. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes you might have little hiccups here and there, but you having a strong lower back will be able to make up for those little hiccups that you have. I'm not saying completely rely on your lower back for the deadlift, but if your form does waver a little bit, your lower back is there to protect against that. It's almost like injury proof. You get what I'm saying? Think of it kind of like your airbags. Like when you get in a car accident, they cushion the impact of whenever you crash to prevent you from, I don't know, I guess falling through your windshield or whatever. But you got to make sure you have a strong lower back. So back extensions, you know what I'm saying? Good mornings, if you don't know what those are. I think I made a video on IG about that. They have good mornings with bands. You have good mornings with a barbell. You can have, like I said, back extensions. You can have reverse hyperextensions for lower back. Some gyms don't really have reverse hyperextensions, but, if your gym does have it, please use it, because I think that's probably the best exercise for the lower back. And also for your abs, the front part, remember, like I said, you got to keep a balance. You got to train the front and train the back, and vice versa. So the front with your abdominals, make sure you do, like I said, weighted crunches. Make sure you're doing planks. You can do your weighted L sits. You can do your knee raises from a pull-up bar. And when you hang, and then you basically just lift your legs up. You put your feet together and you just lift your legs up. That shit attacks your core. And there's just a variety of different ways. Anything to where you're holding a position in an isometric way. Isometric just means that you're not really contracting anything. You're just holding steady in a position for as long as you can. Any isometric ab exercise will really help core stability. Because what happens is, first off, your abs have the rectus abdominis, which is your abs, like the six-pack, right? And then it has the transverse abdominis, which is the muscle you don't really see, but it's there. You get what I'm saying? It's like your own personal weight belt is what they call it. It helps you stay tight whenever you go down to squat. So if you have a weak midsection and you go down to squat, if all the midsection is like jelly, you risk getting injured. Your lower back, ab, whatever, it could get injured. You know what I'm saying? You got to stay tight when you squat. So you go down, you know what I'm saying? All this is tight. So the only thing you're focusing on is your legs. You get what I'm saying? The biggest thing about being tight is it keeps the weight stable and prevents other muscles from interfering in the workout. We want the squat to affect our legs, not our lower back. So if you don't stay tight and you don't have a strong core, the other muscles will start interfering and messing up the lift. So, you know what I'm saying? If you got to make sure you could brace. So core stability workouts help with bracing, with the transverse abdominis and stuff like that. So, basically, I know it's been a lot. I know it's a lot of info, but you got to make sure you train your entire core because, like I said, compound lifts, bench, squat, deadlift, even overhead press, bench a little bit. You got to have a strong core, bro. Even those compound lifts do help your core, like indirectly, but it's not the same as direct work. When you really attack that core directly, that's when you're getting the real benefits of core training because you just got to make sure that area is strong. You don't want to ever have any pain in any, especially lower back. Lower back gets injured a lot, bro. You don't want to have any pain in that area when you're doing those lifts. So I already know what to do, man. Follow on IG, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all around. Peace.